What up, everyone's popping? This your dog Breeze from Fahrenheit 451, part of the Fourth and Gold Network. We're burning the books alive. Scott Rader was popping. Appreciate you for stopping by. Yesterday we had a disappointing 1-3 day. We're gonna start the recap at 45 seconds. Yesterday, the only pick we had come through was DeAndre Ayton over his 17 points. I was big on Rui yesterday over his 2 threes, over his 16 points. He just kind of no-showed. Then we had Miles Turner 2 threes parlay with LeBron's 20 points. Obviously, LeBron goes off for like 42. Miles Turner gets hit in the face, never comes back in. Nevertheless, back with my best bets in the NBA for February 7th. I got a few of them. Let's get into it. First up, from the Miami Heat, Tyler Herro. I'm going over his 23 points. Couldn't talk you over off of his assist. I took this at minus 120 over on Bet365. Hit this line in his last 2 and in his last 4 out of 6 games. Hit this line in his last 3 out of 4 versus the Nets, averaging 23.9 points on the team, leading the team in scoring. The next person is Bam, and he's 7 points lower. So I look for Tyler Herro to continue to cook. Another pick I got in this game is a sneaky look, and I've also been looking for lines on this dude all season. This is like a Mattis Buzelis pick right here. Tosan, I want to say his last name is Bowman. I ain't gonna get into it, but Tosan from the Nate My Baby was popping. Tosan, he's a backup shooting guard from the Brooklyn Nets. I took him over his 10 points. You can get that minus 110 odds over on DraftKings. 15, 14, 14, and 15 points in his last 4 games, averaging 28.3 minutes in his last 3 games. When he's played 20, so he's played at least 27 minutes in his when he's played 27 minutes at least. He's hit this line in his last 4 and in his last 5 out of 6 games this season. When he's taken 11 field goal attempts or more, which he has in his last 2 games, well, actually, when he's taken 10 field goal attempts or more, he's hit this line in his last 3 and in his last 4 out of 5 this season. Trying to get everything back at once. Oh, man, you already know, man. We slow rolling this. We slow rolling it. It's a marathon. It's definitely a marathon. Next, well, I'll get in. We'll do Embiid at the end. Next, from the Detroit Pistons, Tim Hardaway Jr. under 1 steal, minus 115 odds over on Bet365. You know about Tim Hardaway Jr. and his under steals or stocks is one of my favorite plays in this season. Then he just started playing defense. Or just started getting lucky, jumping into a couple passing lanes. But Tim Hardaway Jr. under 1 steal. We're gonna try to get back on it. If you find a way to get a steal today, I'm probably might leave it alone for quite some time. But he's under his last 2, under in his last 4 out of 5. Wizards money line. My dog, Mondo in the building. Wizards money line. Who the Wizards even playing today? Tim Hardaway Jr. under 1 steal. He's under in his last 2, under in his last 4 out of 5. Under in his last 5 straight games versus Philly. This is going like all the way back to like 2022. You silly. Philadelphia allows the 3rd fewest steals to shooting guard, which is his position. So Tim Hardaway under 1 steal, absolutely loving it. Now, everybody and their mama is probably going to be on De'Aaron Fox over his assist. I like that. I couldn't talk you off of it. I didn't watch that game, but I did look at the box score, and I seen that he had his assist. He had hella assists, and he had 19 potentials. But Chris Paul also had like 8 assists. So I don't really know, with all those cooks in the kitchen, I don't really, you know what I'm saying? I don't really know the vibe. So, I mean, he should always get his assists. He should always get 10 assists, dropping it off to Wemby and kicking it out to Vassell. But with Chris Paul in the equation, I just don't know. So I'm going to leave that alone. But I did take De'Aaron Fox of the San Antonio Spurs over his 22 points, minus 122 odds over on FanDuel. He's played 1 game for the San Antonio Spurs. He's from Texas, or at least he went to high school in Texas. 1 game for the San Antonio Spurs. In that 1 game, De'Aaron Fox had 22 field goal attempts for 24 points. So you telling me he needs 22 points to hit our prop, and he took 22 shots the last game, his first game in the Spurs uniform? And they playing the Hornets, so it should be free booty on the offensive end. Run me that. And the Spurs aren't a powerhouse to be blowing out the Hornets, even though they have nobody. Them young boys trying to play for contracts, next season, you know what I'm saying, for another team. Showcase game for everybody. That's a fact. It's still too many cooks in the kitchen for my Sacramento boys, but it is what it is. We're gonna find a way to get that money, especially with Sabonis rebounds. So yeah, easy cap on De'Aaron Fox over his 22 points. I think he cooks. Um, I feel like his option. I feel like he's scoring option number 2. Wemby being the first option, him being the second option. Vassell, I love Vassell, but Vassell can be inconsistent, as we all know. And those are all of my plays until we get into the Joel Embiid portion of the show. All right, the Joel Embiid portion of the show starts at 6:30. Love Joel Embiid today. So let's get right into it. Joel Embiid over his 28 points, minus 120 odds over on DraftKings. Best line you can probably get is his 30 points. I love it there. I will play Joel Embiid up to 32 points today on a baseline. Joel Embiid over his 28 points, minus 120 odds over on DraftKings. He's hit this line in his last 5 games. 33 points or more in his last 5 games versus the Pistons. All right. Detroit allows the 9th most points to center. Jalen, 2 quick ones during. I can see him being in foul trouble. I can see him getting 2 quick early fouls. I can see him being in foul trouble, if not the first, maybe the second or the third quarter. So he doesn't play that much. He also runs, JB also runs short rotations. So I can see Jalen Duren getting bodied by Embiid, and then I can see Isaiah Stewart, who is a, less athletic, shorter center, shorter power forward playing center. I can see him getting abused as well. So Joel Embiid over his 28 points. When it was still at 28 points, I should have laddered it up to 30 when 30 was still plus money. Next, Joel Embiid over 7 first quarter points. Got that at minus 125 odds over on Bet365. Joel Embiid, 19, 12, and 10 quarter 1 points in his last 3 games versus Detroit. Joel Embiid, 15 and 7 quarter 1 points in his last 2 games, averaging 6 field goal attempts in the first quarter. Therefore, all we need is Joel Embiid to shoot 50% out of those 6 field goal attempts. That's 6 points right there. JoJo get to the line, or maybe one of those points are a 3. He should have 10 in the first quarter. I'm not even tripping on a 7. If I really felt like betting today, I would ladder his first quarter points up to 10, but I haven't really played first quarter points this season. I'm not going to get cute with it. Last but not least, Joel Embiid. You guessed it. Joel Embiid over his 10 rebounds, minus 120 odds over on FanDuel. 14, 12, and 11 rebounds in his last 3 games. Clearing this line in his last 7 games versus Detroit. This goes back a few years. 18 rebound chances in his last 3 games. Well, first and foremost, in his last 2 games versus the Pistons, he had 20 and 21 rebound chances. But 18 rebound chances in his last 3 games. When he only has 16 rebound chances or more, he is 5 out of 5 to the number this season with 11 rebounds in each. With 16 rebound chances, and he has had 20 and 21 rebound chances in his last 2 versus the Pistons. Long story short, I expect Joel Embiid to eat. All right. So, in recap, that we're going to run at 9:45. We're going to have the timestamps up on this one because it's a longer show. I believe that's all the comments. You all good, man. We just out here, you know what I'm saying, enjoying the weather. So, to recap, which is actually going to start at 10 minutes. Tyler Herro over his 23 points. Tosan Evbauman, I believe. Evbauman, I believe that's how you pronounce his last name. Joel Embiid over his 28 points, over his 7 first quarter points, and over his 10 rebounds. Tim Hardaway Jr. under 1 steal. De'Aaron Fox over 22 points, and Giannis Antetokounmpo over 30 points, risking 1 unit on each of those plays. Like, comment, and subscribe for your daily sports betting videos and analysis. Let's keep burning them as always. I will see you tomorrow. If you want access to all of my picks, hell yeah, ate his Wheaties today, man. Hell yeah. You want access to all of my picks for just 16 cents a day, $5 a month. Subscribe to the Patreon. I will link that down below. In the Patreon, we probably gonna do Joel Embiid 30 and 10, over his first quarter points, and we probably gonna parlay all them things together. Probably gonna do a Giannis 25 and B 25, Giannis 30. Hey, but Twitter, Twitter and IG, I have some stuff up there, some free plays. Like I said, subscribe to the Patreon if you want everything. It's always fun rocking with y'all. Appreciate everybody who stopped through now. Appreciate everybody who will stop by later. Love, peace, and fish grease. Let's continue to run up some units. Nate, my boy, appreciate you for stopping through. Scott, appreciate you for stopping through. Dream, shout out Dream. Go follow Dream on Twitter at Mr. Dreamy1. Blunt Money Bets on YouTube. Appreciate you for reposting my announcement of me going live. Yeah, man. Let's get this money, man. I'll see y'all in a minute. Nate, appreciate you for stopping through. Mondo, appreciate you for stopping through.